It's so nice though. It was so good. We had we had a really nice onsen in the hotel. Like
Yeah.
it
Oh,
was one of the best onsens I've been in.
Being cold all day and then just going in the onsen, and the onsen was outside as well.
Yeah.
It was so good.
So you get this, like, if you kind of put yourself in the water, maybe up to like your chest or like the bottom of your shoulders, you get this perfect blend of like your bottom half is nice and warm and toasty in this mineral water, and then your top is just getting covered in snow and cold.
Such anime.
It's so anime.
It's so anime, especially like going in an onsen is anime.
Yeah.
Going in an onsen in snow is just like this
anime
is
AF.
It's pretty anime.
because you're literally sitting there and you see the anime steam where you see the steam where it like senses everything. That's literally what it was like.
You couldn't see anything. Like there was just so much steam. You couldn't see anything.
It was amazing.
Yeah, so it's just like a real life sensor, and so this view we had of just the snow as well, it looked so fucking aesthetic. It was just unfair. It looked like a wallpaper.
It was like Unreal Engine 5.
It literally looked like an Unreal Engine
test. It's a rendering of not real life.
Yeah.
It looked so good that it looked unrealistic.
That's the only part I regret not being able to vlog, because that was probably like the most aesthetic part.
You can't take a camera in there.
I can't take a camera.
Oh, what's going on, guys?
Like, yeah, fucking dicks out, boys.
Yeah, because
it
it was so cold on top that as you were just staring at the landscape, your hair would freeze.
Yeah.
So like our hair was frozen solid, while our bottom halves were like nice and toasty.
But it was so weird because like even though your hair is frozen and like your shoulders and head are just like covered in snow, you're not cold because you're sitting in boiling hot water.
Yeah, you're sitting in boiling hot water.
So it's like this perfect weird balance, and it's just so nice.
I don't know what minerals they had going on in that bath, but like every day I felt like silky smooth. I felt amazing.
Yeah, it was probably
a bit salty.
like baby lotion.
Whatever that mineral was, it was definitely a bit. I know I don't drink it. I didn't mean to drink it.
God gets in the answer and he's like, yeah, just kind of.
I gotta coat my stomach.
Yeah, he's like the fucking ice cream testing guy.
That's a 10.
Yeah, he's like,
cover all 9,000 taste buds.
Acid, hydroform.
Oh, sometimes a bit of the bath water just slips in. God, I sound like I sound like fucking Mail-In now. Like, you guys never licked bath water before?
I didn't get any of the bath water.
I don't like how you use the word slipped in.
Yeah.
that implies it's going somewhere else.
I don't know, sometimes you're just like washing your face or whatever, and you just get a quick taste.
Wash your face with the onsen water.
Huh? Well, sometimes like, my face was like freezing cold. I needed to like warm it up.
No. That's what the towel's for, Grant.
Well, you get the water on the towel as well, you know.
That's true.
How was your snowboarding, Grant? How did it
was?
go? Do you think you improved a lot?
I did think I improved.
I think Gone improved, definitely.
Like my confidence went way up from like day 1 to day 4. Yeah. Having said that, I think I learned the most on day 4, right? Because day 1, 2, and 3, I had one goal: survive, right? And
the fucking Halo music starts playing.
Objective: survive.
No, because you go down some of these slopes, and I was having a chat with Connor about, there are like green slopes, there are like red slopes, and there are like black slopes. But at the end of the day, it's just a fucking label, God's not there creating mountains being like, I'm going to make this a green slope at exactly the same angle throughout. I'm just like,
and the map maker's like, yes, my lord. I will write that down.
He's just like playing like Sim City with the fucking earth or whatever, God's not fucking doing that. You get what you're given with the mountains, and not every mountain and not every slope, even if it's labeled a green slope, there are different variations, there are different variables.
Some of the red slopes are actually easier than the greens.
I would say so.
Yeah, so if you're not familiar with snow sports at all, the slopes are normally categorized in colors or diamonds wherever you're from. But
shapes,
normally it's green is easiest. Then some also use blue in Europe.
Oh, okay.
Australia also has blues, I think.
So in Europe, you sometimes see green, you sometimes don't. It depends on which country you're in. But it's normally blue, red, black, and in America you have black diamond. Japan also uses black diamond as well.
Yeah, it's red circle. Green circle, red square, black diamond.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, because in Japan there's
green square, black
green circle.
Green circle.
Because normally the biggest variation of difficulty comes in black slopes.
Yeah.
Because they're like, some of them are literally just like
they're not treated
cliffs.
at all.
Yeah. Some of them are just awful, and so that's why there's even normally a bigger scale. But in Europe it's just all black.
Yeah.
They're like, fuck it, it's all hard.
Yeah. So
you've been skiing before.
So on the first day we just stayed on like literally the baby beginner slope. It was literally
Gant
like
I didn't.
Me and Gant did, because it was like the warm up slope.
Yeah, me, me, Joey, and Luke stayed on the beginner slope, the baby park slope of this fucking ski resort. And then the next day, we're like, okay, we're feeling confident now. We're feeling confident to actually take the gondola up to like the top of the mountain and ski down the green slopes. So there was like no distinction from me from what was a green slope and what was a red slope. We actually followed Connor and we accidentally took a red slope. I couldn't tell the difference at all.
It was exactly the same.
Because they were just like me fucking fighting for my life to go down like the tiniest little slope. And that's like, I couldn't tell the difference between like a few degrees.
Not to mention the weather that day was so shit. Like the visibility was like 5 meters. If
Yeah.
that.
So this resort had a beginner slope, and when I say beginner slope, this is the most beginner slope I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It is literally like a flat surface that sometimes
It's
goes
like-
to a 1% in
Yeah,
time.
it's like a 1 or 2%.
So really amazing if you're actually like beginners, beginner.
Which Luke was.
Yeah, like
Yeah, yeah.
first,
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
had a friend who came with us, Luke, who had never skied in his life,
Yeah.
and it was a good start. And
Yeah.
I think he got confident on that.
Yeah, he did.
It was like,
He
oh,
did.
I've only fallen over once. I can go to the top.
And so, if you wanted to go and do any other slopes that were kind of difficult, we had to go all the way to the top.
Yeah.
And that's where it kind of gets, you don't really have a choice if some of them are difficult or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the day before we went up the day before, and it was like, the visibility was awful.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
could maybe see like 5 meters ahead of you.
Yeah.
And we're going pretty fast, and it's like, I'm just hoping I don't find someone. Because if I do, I'm going to hit someone. And it's like, oh God. It was really sketchy. It was really
Yeah.
bad. And
Even
then,
but even the second day, the visibility is quite shit, right?
yeah. So the first day was a lot worse.
Oh,
I
really?
literally couldn't, like, maybe I couldn't see where that camera.
Oh, wow.
Maybe Ashley, where Ashley is. That was
Yeah.
about where it starts to get blurry and I couldn't see anything.
Right.
Yeah.
But the next day it was still bad.
Yeah.
But
not
so,
as bad.
So we went with another friend, O'Hara. He's a YouTuber who lives here, and then he's
Chris as well.
Yeah, and we took Chris as well. All right, so to give you a gauge of like the skill levels, I guess like what would you put yourself? What would you put yourself?
I would
Beginner.
say it's O'Hara, you,
Yeah,
Chris,
yeah,
Yeah.
me, Gaunt, Luke.
Yeah.
So like. I've like no issue doing like black slopes or whatever. So me and O'Hara, because we were like the most confident ones, we were like, all right. I was like, you go in the front, you like direct them, and I'll go in the back, and I'll like, if they fall over, I'll help them
Yeah.
get back up.
Yeah.
And luckily, I'm glad I was there because Luke at one point lost his ski in like really thick snow, and when you're in ski boots, like, you can't really go up the mountain if you're
No.
not like
Yeah.
used to it. Like if you're like a beginner, it's really hard to like feel confident running around in the ski
Yeah,
boots.
yeah.
And I was wearing snowboard boots, so I was like, all right, just wait there. I'll go and dig through the snow. And after like 5 minutes, I managed to find this fucking ski buried in the snow. It'd gone underneath the snow, slid, so you couldn't even, there was no sign that it,
Yeah,
was,
yeah.
it,
Oh,
was, it
shit.
was there. So I
Right.
just had to like rummage through.
Yeah.
Eventually found it. So we went down anyway. But so we took these guys up, and it was just a mess because like none of them could like stand up. Chris is good at skiing, but Chris is lazy. Right?
I did notice that. I did
Yeah.
notice
Chris can, and I reckon Chris could probably do a black slope, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
If Chris really tried.
Yeah.
Problem is, black slopes are really tiring and take a lot of effort.
Yeah.
Chris doesn't want to do that. And Chris also is like, he'll do reds, but you really have to convince him. He just wants to do greens. It's like,
Yeah.
Chris, you could do reds so easily. What are you doing?
Yeah, because I remember like the third or fourth day, he came with me, Gaunt, and Luke on a green slope because that's when we started to get a little more confident. And he was like, yeah, I think I'll stick on a green too. And I'm like,
Fuck off. Get out of here. You passed the exam. Go.
and he's like fucking skiing past us with no problem whatsoever, being like, come on, boys, catch up. Catch up, boys. I'm like, fuck off.
So the second day we tried to take them down, and how long did it take us to get to them? Okay, so if I went from top to bottom without stopping and I went as fast as I could probably do it in 5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
But that's like dangerously
It
fast.
probably
Yeah,
took us 30 to 45 minutes.
No,
I think.
it took us like an hour. And a half.
Really?
It took like
2
the
hours.
first time at least.
Oh, the first time,
Because
yeah,
half
yeah.
the like I swear we spent like 15 to 20 minutes looking for. Well, you were looking for Luke's skis,
Yeah.
and then before that as well, because this was right at the start, so the visibility was so poor. I probably would have a hard time seeing Joey from where he's
Yeah.
sitting. That's how poor the visibility was. And this was also like basically my second full day skiing, snowboarding. So I didn't know how to properly control my board. And I remember we were trying to stick close to a group, right? We are trying to stick close to a group, and I'm fighting for my life just to like see where the group was,
Yeah.
right? And so before every hill, we all stop before a hill. Unfortunately, my control of the board was not good enough that I knew how to stop yet. So these guys were stopped waiting for me and Luke. And so I come along and I try to stop, and I realize that I'm stopping too late and I'm sliding down the slope. So I start shouting out, "Oh, guys, I'm going down. I'm just going to go ahead." And like, and nobody looked back. And I just start stumbling down this fucking hill, get halfway down, and I turn around to see if anyone's followed. Wait a minute. Wait 2 minutes. Wait 5 minutes. There's nobody. And I'm just like, fuck, where is everybody? I am on this slope at the top of this mountain by myself, and I can't even fucking stop correctly. So I had to like, I was like messaging the Lion group trying to get their attention. Luckily, I waited long enough for you guys to come down, because these guys were waiting for me this entire time.
We thought that Garm was behind us.
Yeah.
That's how poor the visibility was. So yeah, we wasted just 20 minutes where you were waiting for me and I was waiting for you. Just because we couldn't fucking see each other.
Because I was really worried, because this the way that this mountain was laid out is that, like, basically you have to do like really big S's to stay on the easy ones, and if they took any turn at any point, they would go down a black slope.
Yeah, it's just a cliff.
And I was like, they're gonna die if they go down a black slope.
Yeah.
So I was like, I got to do my best to make sure like we got. I'm like a what are the fucking sheepdogs, like trying to round up all the sheep. I'm like, come on boys, let's stick together.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that, which is why I think I learned the most on the last day, because on the last day we just found like this one slope that was perfect for beginners, and it had like a ski lift to take us back up, and you just had like the freedom to just do what you want without worrying about dying or just breaking bones.
Also, the weather was absolutely gorgeous.
And the weather was like
so we had 3 days of god awful weather, really
Yeah.
bad weather, and finally the last day when we're leaving, it was amazing.
Yeah.
And it's a shame really, because the next few days after that were also really good.
Yeah.
So we kind of booked at the wrong time, but it was amazing weather, really good stuff in the last day.